We are also the first police department in the country that received authorization through partnership with the FAA to operate those drones beyond our visual line of sight.
This summer, all French citizens will get a manual, a survival manual, outlining clear and detailed steps, like what to do if a war
whiskey.
And then this one is SWAT. And that is going to be a month or two behind that, but it is another armored version of the Tesla truck.
How's it going, everyone? War is coming. No matter what they're trying to make you believe, they already have the plans for war. The EU is hell-bent on going after Russia. And we can dig into that later and see how it's really just all part of the plan that's been planned for a long time. But the point is, they're trying to give us this feeling of peace coming, and we're not paying attention to the nonsense coming out of the EU and European Union, and let's consider this. I think it's Sweden. I'll leave a little clip. Is passing out flyers to all their citizens, preparing them for war.
This summer, all French citizens will get a manual, a survival manual, outlining clear and detailed steps, like what to do if a war or any major crisis breaks out. In fact, Belgium already has a website for its citizens. It has a list of items, things that every household should keep in an emergency pack. Germany and Poland have gone a step further. They have asked families to upgrade cellars, garages, or storerooms as bunkers. Homes in Poland are already doing this. One EU leader compared this to accident insurance. Listen to what they said. You want to be prepared and you want to minimize the damage, the cost, the suffering that you might go through. It may sound, they make it sound rather so normal, but it's anything but normal. Stockpiling of critical supplies and turning basements into bunkers is not normal. People do this when a war looms. Governments are supposed to protect their people to keep them safe from harm. Instead, the EU is handing out an instruction manual with doomsday predictions, telling Europeans how to survive on their own for 72 hours when crisis hits.
So that's something to consider, right? They know that something's coming. They're telling them to prepare for like 72 hours or something worth of stuff to stock up on because the event of war, possible war. And just one thing to consider. And then you can also consider that China released satellite image, map, whatever, about a year or two ago that shows a mushroom cloud in that exact area.
This was people coming in at like a conference and looking at this rover sitting on a little stage, and in the background there's this picture of Earth. And it's not until you get to really looking at it, because this red circle's not there, that's highlighting it here so you can see what the mushroom clouds coming off the Earth. It's not unless you really pay attention that you see it. So when looking really close here and pulling up Google Earth in comparison, in the image it's kind of egg-shaped because it was taken at an angle and all that, it wasn't straight on. But you can still get the concept of this right here. This is Saudi Arabia. And you can make it out very clearly right there. Zoom in, you can see it's Saudi Arabia. What's interesting is when you go looking for this exact spot between this body of water, you can see the hook right here, this body of water, and this body of water. There's also another body of water that would sit right up here, but you really can't see it because it looks looks like smoke's rolling across it. So we got to go to the land right there on the other side of that body of water. So between these two is that body of water, and the land right on the other side is Ukraine.
So these things are already known. They know what's going on. They're just playing it out. The world's a stage. And they're in control. And they're just more proof of that. You know, if anyone who takes a look back, there's already enough acknowledgement that it's a consensus, right? That the Democrat Party and the Republican parties are not the parties they once were. They changed and flipped, right? And why is that? Well, that's because our minds are like putty, and they are in control of the script, right? And they are flipping the script once again. If you just take a moment to take a look, you can see how it's happening. This is how it all goes down. They're flipping the script right before our eyes. Okay, we have Trump got, quite a few people on his side when he came out talking against electric vehicles, right? Like he couldn't stand them, just like most real Americans couldn't stand the electric vehicles. Now we have Tesla under attack, right? So we have all these things that were important. Let's consider all these things that were important. North Carolina, all these, stuff like that as an example, right? But now we are over there visiting Greenland, and you're not hearing nothing about North Carolina, which is currently on fire, right? We're worried about taking over Greenland and all this other stuff, right? Not paying attention to, okay, now back to the electric cars. So the whole crowd that was all about electric cars, now there's a thing, oh, you ain't worried about saving the planet now. Well, they're not against electric cars now. They're just against the Teslas, right? This is how they played the script out. Now all the people are pissed off at Elon Musk. Everything's Elon Musk's fault, right? Blame Elon. Well, now you got the people on the right, because he's gotten Donald Trump's blessing, right? Oh, Elon's such a great patriot. He's dark MAGA, right? We need to support him. So let's consider what happened now. Let's follow the money. I would like to, I haven't myself yet, right? But it'd be interesting to find out who's financing all these attacks on the Tesla stuff, right? That are now considered terrorist attacks, right? But look what happened. Okay, so now a bunch of people on the right who couldn't stand electric cars are rushing out to buy them.
And then a little bit of good news for you. These badass machines, we've ordered 10 of them. We're going to have the largest fleet of Tesla police trucks that exists in the country. And then this one is a SWAT vehicle. And that is going to be a month or two behind that, but it is another armored version of a Tesla truck.
That's one way they flip the script. So I wonder who is financing, funding the people who are, where does the money come from, right? The people who laid out these attacks on the Teslas. Because it's just funny, if you wanted to control the script, control the narrative, you would make it look like all these people who most of the right can't stand anyways are going against your company. And now all of a sudden you got all this growing support for your company, right? I don't know. Just something to ponder there, right? Because consider what else is going on now. Now because of this stuff, now they come out with these laws, right? Now these are considered terrorist attacks. I'm not pro what's happened here, right? What the people that are doing this stuff to the Teslas, I'm not in favor of that. But I'm just saying, look how now the script is being written on this. And, it is now an act of terrorism if you attack a corporation, right? But all day, every day, these corporations can attack we the people. And those ain't considered, right? And they get away with it, right? Excuses made, and those ain't considered acts of terror. Just pay attention. This is how the script is being flipped. You know, now they're painting this guy out, painting Elon out to be such a patriot, so good for us. He's finding all this bad spending, but nothing's being done. No one's being held accountable, and none of that money's coming back to us, right? Just little things like that. Just thought I'd share those thoughts today. But it's interesting because, yes, the script is being flipped right now, right before our very eyes. It's just funny. Now, I'm not saying you have to support what's going on and you can have an opinion against what's going on, but those people that are running out to buy electric cars to buy Teslas when they couldn't stand electric cars all this time, now to support our patriot Elon, we're going to run out and buy some Teslas. But, you know, as always, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate it very much. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments, for that is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.